Now listen to that. The song sounds familiar. That's "Come Fly With Me," the Sinatra standard. But that's Shaggy singing a beautiful reggae version. I couldn't think of a better way to start off one of my bucket list interviews. Andre Gardner, 102.9 MGK. Glad to have Sting on. Thank you so much for checking in.
Well, thank you so much. Good
That
morning.
architecture on that Zoom call. You must be in Tuscany now.
I'm in my house in Tuscany. Yes, it's my pillow here.
Yeah, very, very nice. Tears on my pillar. We're very happy to see you, Sting, for 2 shows, by the way. You're going to be in AC on Labor Day weekend doing your My Songs tour at the Hard Rock in the Marquettas Arena. We're excited about that. But I'm really pumped about the One Fine Day Festival with you and Shaggy at the Mann on Saturday, September 9th. Now, this is, first of all, it's the only time you're going to see you two guys together this year. And you chose Philly as the one-off show. We're so proud.
Shaggy and I both have very, very strong support in the city, and we thought if the two of us together would be a slam dunk. So we put together this amazing bill. We got Thundercat, we got Coffee, we got Tank and the Bangers, and we got Philly's G Love and
G-Love.
Special Sauce. So I think we've got a winner here. I really do.
And you handpicked these acts yourself, right?
We curated it, and not only that, we're going to introduce everybody. So it's not like we're going to be backstage drinking champagne. We're going to be on stage most of the time.
And no doubt, Shaggy will be doing stuff from "Come Fly With Me." I can't wait to hear that.
I think they'll do a couple. Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think he did a great job. He really did. That was my idea, but he pulled it off. So I'm very proud of him.
There's a couple tickets left if you want to go see this wonderful show at Ticketmaster.com. Is there any plan, or is it too early to ask, to expand this to other cities?
What? Why? Let's just stay in Philly. Let's do another
Stop
find
talking.
next year. I mean,
I like the sound of that, Sting. That's great. Do you remember exactly where you were the moment you found out that Every Breath You Take surpassed You've Lost That Love and Feeling in radio airplay?
I think I was back home, and You've Lost That Love and Feeling was one of my favorite songs as a kid. The idea that I could write something that would surpass that, I still can't get my head around it. I really can't. It's breathtaking.
Were you keeping track along the way, going, boy, I'm number 2. I'm down by 80,000 now, 70,000.
You know something? I was. We were creeping up. I'm very competitive, as you probably know. But we were creeping up on it, and then we're still up there.
No question about it. Now, we just passed here in this town, we passed the 40th anniversary of one of the wildest shows this town ever saw at JFK Stadium, the old decrepit place in South Philly. It was the Police, Joan Jett and the Blackhearts, Madness, and REM playing in front of 100,000 people. It was 98 degrees. In fact, I just heard the bootleg online where you go, it's 98 degrees. It's the temperature of blood.
How erudite
show at all? Any recollection of that? You had just figured out a couple days prior you were leaving the band, so maybe there were some pretty fresh memories there.
I remember it being very, very, very hot, and that was the first that was the first gig on that tour. And after that, I was gone. But anyway, yeah, I loved it.
Absolutely great. I can't believe Sting is our guest, our very special guest here at 102.9 MGK. I'm a tattered old DJ of 46 years, but you still get excited talking to your heroes, and this is certainly a bucket list for me. And you're going to get to see a great show on September 9th, Saturday. It's the One Fine Day Festival, and it is one fine day, 2 stages at the Mann. Get your tickets at Ticketmaster. Sting is there. Shaggy is there. G Love, Thundercat. It's a marvelous, marvelous lineup. Sting, I got to ask you, I realize the Police were very handy in the recording studio. There's not a lot of stuff out there, but is there any chance we'll get expanded versions of your 5 albums like everyone else seems to be doing? Outtakes, alternate mixes, anything like that? Fans like me are clamoring for something.
I think there's a 40th anniversary of Synchronicity coming up, which does have some extra stuff on it.
Really?
Yes, it does.
All right, that's
my demos, I think, are being included.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you about demos, because there should be a bunch of demos from Outlandos to More that would be so great on a box set, man. Oh, well, I would love.
No, I couldn't afford a tape recorder at that point. But by the time you made Synchronicity, yeah, I was doing pretty sophisticated demos.
That's right. By the way, Sting, my condolences to you and the entire A&M family on the passing of Jerry Moss. just a true legend and a giant in the music business. And you guys met him. You were at the Sunset Marquee when you first
The
met him?
Sunset Marquee in 1978. I was by the pool. I'd never seen a palm tree in my life, and in walks this very, very patrician, good-looking businessman, Jerry Moss. Shook my hand, and he was a gentleman then, and remained a gentleman to the end of his life. I was lucky enough to see him a month before he passed. He came to one of my shows in England, and surprised to see him, but a unique individual, really unique.
Who named a horse after a Police album, Zenyatta. By the way, did you hear that Zenyatta just entered into retirement? No more. She's done as a broodmare?
I think as soon as they won the race, they went into stud. But more importantly, my son Giacomo, he named a horse after him. It won the Kentucky Derby at 80-1. My wife put some money on it, and we're still living off it. So fantastic.
Man, oh man, that was an exciting moment for sure. I can't believe it. What separated Jerry Moss from all these other record execs? He wasn't a typical record exec, right? I mean,
His success was based upon his being a gentleman, being a nice guy, being attendant to artists' needs and art generally. He wasn't like a wheeler dealer, sharp practice guy at all. So his success came from those very humane qualities as a man, and all of us at A&M appreciated that. That's the success of the company.
and he was smart enough to leave you artists alone when you were making your work.
Yeah, but you could sit on his desk. He was Mr. M, as
Yeah.
Herb Albert was Mr. A. It wasn't some faceless corporation. It was actually human beings.
Outstanding. What a pleasure it is to have Sting, my very special guest here on Classic Rock 102.9 MGK. Looking forward to seeing him 2 times coming to our area. Be down in AC on September 3rd, Hard Rock AC on his My Songs tour. And then again at the Mann with Shaggy for the one-day festival on Saturday, September 9th. There's some tickets available on that at Ticketmaster.com. So what are you doing between AC and Philly? You going to hang out in Philly, or what are your plans?
Well, I'm here in Tuscany at the moment, getting the raise. It's pretty hot here, and then I've got a show in Washington D.C. and then I'm coming into Philly. So I was going to stay for a couple of days. Yes.
Tuscany is on my bucket list, of course, to visit one day. When's the best time to go, aside from when you're not there?
I would come in October when it's a little cooler, or spring, April. It's too hot at the moment.
Right. And us Americans, it's hard. You can't get air conditioning very well over there, right?
What's air conditioning? Explain that to me.
Yes, exactly. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, what a joy it is. Thank you so much for your time, Sting. It's an honor and a pleasure. From the very first moment, I stole the backup copy of Outlandos D'Amore from the radio station in Trenton and fell in love with your band. I have loved everything you've ever made, and it's an honor and pleasure to have you here on 102.9 MGK. We look forward to seeing you at the One Fine Day Festival on the 9th with Shaggy and a bunch of great acts. All the best to you, good sir.
See you there. God bless you. Bye.
Thanks, mate.